Hello, my name is Dr. Bertrina Olivia West Amati, and you are watching Dr.O After Dark. Hey y'all, hey, Dr.O here, and thank you for watching another episode of Dr.O After Dark. And we are in for a treat. I have the comedian Rakeem Davis here with us tonight. We're gonna have some good fun, we're gonna have some good laughs, and we're gonna get into some mental health. Let's jump right on in. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing on this evening?
I'm good.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a stand-up comedian here in Atlanta, Georgia. I started comedy my sophomore year at Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune, okay. HBCU.
Yeah, that's right, ain't nothing like us. And I first got my notoriety, good notoriety, in 2021 off of social media, off of one joke I told.
Yeah, it went viral, right?
Yes.
What was the joke? I have to know. What was it?
Ooh,
you gotta, remember the joke that made you famous?
I remember, but I don't mind.
This is After Dark.
After Dark, good. Okay.
It
was about my weed man.
Okay.
My homegirl introduced us, and she was like, "You really like him?" And I walk up to his house and stuff like that, and then he comes outside, and he's smiling. I'm like, "What is he smiling for?" And he walked up to me. He's like, "Yeah, I got a 3.5 for your thick ass." And that kind of threw me off. This weed man,
I knew it was gonna get spicy.
Yeah. And I'm gay, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting.
Like I wasn't ready.
Right. So.
Like, bro, hold on, a little bit too much. I mean, I was checking you out too, but damn, you kind of aggressive, man.
Right, and bold with it, and I didn't expect it. And he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And then like, the motherfucker brought me a Lakers jersey after that, and it's After Dark now.
It went in from there.
Yeah.
I thanked him for that Lakers jersey.
And that, it went, viral from there. And I'm glad, I'm grateful for it actually.
Okay, yeah. So, and you have a really good, committed following and a pretty good following,
yes.
On social media. So what have you done since then with your comedy?
Last year I was on tour.
Okay.
On tour called Rockefeller's Modern Life. Rockefeller is my stage name.
Okay, Rockefeller.
Yeah. My homegirl actually named me that back in college. And I did the tour, on my own. Sometimes I drove to the city, sometimes I flew.
Okay.
And just other than that, entertaining on social media, whatever comes or whatever happened. Just everyday life experience.
Okay. So what made you well, first of all, what was your degree in? Because I'm sure there was not there may have been an arts degree, an entertainment degree.
Totally not. I had to take a sip on that. Criminal justice.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a history and past and stuff of being a law enforcement officer, so.
Okay, in common.
Yeah, that's what's up.
My first degree was in criminal justice. Because I was in military, and I did law enforcement in the military. Then got out the military. Of course, what else am I gonna do? Go into law enforcement. So then I was in law enforcement in Florida.
Okay.
Yes, in Florida.
Right.
Yes, in Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, yes.
Okay.
Get the southern accent
Okay,
going on
Tampa.
in there a little bit. Yeah, Tampa Bay, yes. And then when I moved to Atlanta, initially moved to Atlanta with the idea of getting transitioned to go on to APD. And they would after I did all the transferring and get ready to do the hiring, they sent all the candidates an email the week before, the weekend, the Friday before we were supposed to report in, saying that they put a 2-year hiring freeze on and they needed to pause everybody from moving forward for 2 years.
Wow.
So, that was my end of my journey in law enforcement because I wasn't waiting 2 years.
Oh, no.
Went into, went back to school, thinking, you know, what other degree to get than criminal justice. Yeah.
So you never know where your journey may lead you to be. You know, I didn't expect to, you know, for the comedy, you know, for me to be here, you know, studying criminal justice and stuff like that and getting into the work field. But God has his plan. You know?
Yes, he does. Say that again for the people in the
Yeah,
back.
God has his plan. You never know where God will lead you to go, but it will be God's divine direction. You know?
So you said that you were in law enforcement. So you started out in comedy in college, you finished your degree, and then went on into law enforcement. How long were you a police officer for?
Well, for a year. For a year. Maybe even less than that. I was a probation officer prior to that.
Okay.
For 2 years, and I was a correction officer for like 6 months, and promoted on through. And we can talk about that experience if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it.
Well, I've never, as far as my experience day one as a law enforcement officer, I've never told this story on camera. I've usually ever told it, or not on social media, anything like that. I've only told it like, you know, through family and friends and stuff like that. Well, day one, and I won't mention the agency, the training officer, white guy, says to me, I have two things for you. One, I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Yeah. Two, I heard you fall asleep a lot. Oh, don't fall asleep on me here in the streets. I'm like, in boring classes, pretty much everybody fall asleep. You know, I did that in college. But on the streets, come on now. But back to number one. I feel as though no person should have to tell someone what they are not. Your actions will only show different. I didn't tell him that I'm not a gay man. You know, my actions would, you know, prove different. And from that point forward, you know, just feeling indifferent and seeing the things that he did, his actions proved exactly what he said he wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to let them know that and stuff like that, not more so to the details to that extent, but you know, they didn't want to hear that. I resigned, not because of that. I was just total up under total stress. One of the most stressful times I've ever been in my entire life, and I was just like, this is not for me. And I said, I'm going to pack up my stuff and move to Atlanta and pursue the comedy, and I'm here now.
And you've been going?
Yeah, forever grateful.
Look at God.
Yeah.
Say that again in front of people. When God got something for you, ain't nobody be against you.
Nobody. And I don't regret it. I won't change it for anything.
And you're flourishing. Again, you're flourishing in the comedy. And I'm not, you know, I'm listening to your story, and it is, you know, very serious. But I just have to say, y'all know Dr.O. Y'all know how I do. Y'all cannot see this man like I can see now. First, let's put out your social media, because while y'all, as soon as y'all finish, don't stop watching this to go and view it, but y'all need to check out the social media. When you see the social media, you'll see what I'm seeing. So what's the social media?
It's Rockefeller, that's ITS_RAKAFELLA_. And viewer discretion is advised.
Yes.
When you go to follow me.
Yes, because that's what I was getting into. I'm like, you can't help but notice how big these on. Woo. When we be talking about his pictures and things, his thirst traps, fellas, let me tell you. But it's real. It ain't no Photoshop. It ain't no AI, because all of this here, this is a big dude.
I appreciate it, and I played that a part into my art as well. You know, even growing up, people picking on you and stuff like that, and then even being shy of how you know, framed and stuff like that, big butt and everything, and that used to be, you know, I guess like an embarrassment.
Okay.
Now I embrace it because I am who I am, you know. Like I said, that played out. Yes, a little bit. You know, it depends.
You brought out the big butt. I mean, the second time you didn't mention the big butt, so I'm just saying, you be twerking on there.
Yeah,
I've seen some things on the beach.
Oh yeah, that went crazy too. I was celebrating after the show actually.
Okay.
Yeah, in Pensacola Beach, Florida.
That's Pensacola. That's where I was
Florida,
stationed at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was stationed at in Pensacola.
Small world.
Yeah, small world. So, how do you use your own life experiences and things like that in your comedy, or what is your comedy based on?
Yes, indeed. My own life experiences. It could be something as small as I don't know, experience at Walmart. It could be anything, you know, just so that it's relatable, you know, that people understand, you know, this is just his story, you know. Everyday life experience. Whatever comes, I embrace it. I soak it in, and I actually look forward to some experience to give me something to write about because it needs to be heard.
Okay. There is so much kind of going on in this, you know, in the world right now. You know, we have the war over in Gaza, we got the elections and Trump versus Biden and, you know, race wars and everything else. Do you try to make light of any of the things any of the serious stuff that we are, you know, experiencing to help people, you know, kind of get through?
Not more so the issues, you know, that.
Yeah, not the war stuff, laughing and, you know, I'm just using that as an example. Like, there's so much heavy stuff going on in the world. And I'm thinking even like when it comes to, you know, mental health, you know, laughing, how much, you know, joy we get and how it makes us, you know, feel better and using endorphins and things of that nature. I was thinking more along the lines of like Trump and Biden, because I'm sure that is a whole lot of comedy that can be, you know, said into those things, but that's still, you know, a serious, you know, conversations. Politics is still very serious, especially, you know, worldwide, but with this being an election year.
I usually just honestly tell my story just to get people's minds off of what's going on. I understand that at the end of the day, we do have to deal with that stuff at the end of the day, right? But if I can channel your mind to something else and help you remember a joke or something that I said or something that I did, my job is done. And just to hear the laugh from, you know, people knowing that laughter brings joy and it's good for the soul. That's pretty much it. I don't tap into those things. I don't know why. Maybe I could, maybe I should. I don't know, but it'll probably be interesting to do.
Okay. So you mentioned how the two things that your former supervisor said to you, and using that example, you mentioned, well, you know, I didn't say, you know, like I'm not a gay male. Wondering and curious as to how, as being a only identifying gay male, how was that for you in law enforcement?
When I was in law enforcement, I honestly did not, in any job force, I don't really, I guess in a sense, portray that.
Fit the stereotype of a gay man.
I'm just me.
Yeah.
You know, if someone asks, you know, they'll get the truth. Or if I feel comfortable to tell them, you know, they'll get the truth. When in law enforcement, if I ever had to, you know, relate to someone or something like that in that regard, it was easy for me to do.
Okay.
And easy, you know, for them to understand as well. But I never really came
up because you wasn't out, you know.
No, and then
again,
with that being
like
said,
you know, fitting what people say is a stereotypical or flamboyant, you know, he wasn't out there. You know?
Yeah, and with that being said, we were in the truck just, I don't know, patrolling, and some guy came out with flowers around his neck, and he said, "Oh, look at that, you know, so and so." And me being a gay man, I'm like, you don't know if that man is gay. You know, I'm sitting right next to you. You don't even know that I'm gay. You know, gay doesn't have a look, you know, per se, but just by him assuming, it just felt like that, I guess that feeling like, or even, and I played football, like that locker room, or you can't be a football player, you can't be a police officer, or you can't be this, is that, and the third, whatever they think is, you know, more masculine driven, if you're gay.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess to him, gay had a look, so.
Okay.
Little did he know.
Little did he know you're sitting right there. You over here stereotyping other people, and you know, sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that did make me feel a certain type of way. Everyone is not like that. You know, it takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. But hey.
Did it make his comment, did it ever make you feel like unsafe? Meaning, like, if he knew or if he found out or, you know, what have you, that I am, then we're out here in the streets in a detrimental situation, he may not do his job efficiently because of who I am.
I would hope not. But it didn't make me feel that way. And I'll tell you why it didn't make me feel that way. He was surprised of how the community took to me. You know, even if I had to arrest someone, he was surprised at how they turn around and place their hands behind their back with no resistance.
Okay.
With no mouth back or anything like that. And it was because of how I respected people. He was surprised about that. Oh, I wonder why no one, you know, gives you any pushback or resistance or anything like that. And I'm like, it's because of how I respect people. You know, he even wanted to get in a fight with me. Not him and I together, but someone, you know, to fight back with me. And I'm like, why?
Oh, he even tried to instigate.
Yeah, and as far as me, you know, feeling safe, I didn't feel unsafe.
Okay.
Because I knew how to carry and handle myself. But when it came down to the job, I would hope that he would take care of his duties, you know, and actually, you know, watch my back and stuff like that, just as well as I had his, despite our differences.
Okay. Now, I know that you come from a small town
That's
in Florida. And I said I wasn't gonna flub up the name, but you know, I'm like Alawachawa or something. So tell us where you from in Florida.
I am from Alachua County, Florida.
I was close, Alachua.
Alachua.
That sounds like a dance.
Yeah, it is north central, right, Gainesville, by Gainesville. Gainesville is actually in the county.
And you said that you only have one exit.
One exit.
How many street lights?
Oh, yeah, a couple.
A couple of
yeah,
it wasn't one exit, one street light type of, you know, type of deal. Okay. Okay, so a little bit now, was this, what was the difference between, you know, living in this small town and then moving here to Atlanta?
Ooh, I always said I don't want to live in a big city.
Okay.
You know, being a country boy, I don't want to go to a big city. But Atlanta is enough country and enough city for me. I love the outskirts, and you know, and if I can still drive to the country and stuff like that. And then, you know, with us being down here, black people, it's nothing like us. You know, I don't know about any other city, but Atlanta, you know, and I'm of course black people all over, but it's nothing like the South. I should say that.
Yeah, nothing like the South. Yeah.
So I adjusted, and I knew that I would. You know, once you know, you've been to college as well, seeing that diversity, you know, people from all over, you adapt to it, and you grow to love it.
Okay, was there much diversity at Bethune? Like ethnic diversity? Because I know there's more and more people trying to come in and go to, like I noticed the HBCU, but reverse racism. Yeah, I'm going here and I'm as white as can be and pledging, you know, black sororities and fraternities and things like that. So was there much ethnic diversity?
Yes, a small bit,
Okay.
but you did see other ethnicities around campus and even pledge in sports as well. Yeah, it's a little bit
I always want to be like us.
Yeah,
like
ain't
Mike.
nothing like us,
If
that's
I
right.
can be like.
Yeah, nothing like us.
Okay, so let me ask you, as we're here talking about and bringing awareness, more awareness to mental health, tell me about your own mental health journey.
So I have sought out therapy before. For one, not only my mental health, and it actually does play into my mental health, my spirituality.
Okay.
That's key.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I go to therapy or not, I still come back to my spirituality.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind, more therapy, especially the things that I've endured. But through perseverance, it has actually helped my mental health.
Okay. Okay.
Despite that.
And do you feel that the comedy, also you doing the comedy and maybe trying to like look at the bright side of things or always, or being happy, or even having to know that you have an audience and a following, that even when I'm down, I still have to make them laugh? How do you juggle or have that balance?
No matter what I go through, when God has given me a gift to make people laugh, no matter what I go through, I still find comedy in it. I still find laughter in it. Like I say, things that people used to say about me back then, it should be embarrassing. And I'm quite sure, kids and stuff these days still get that.
Yeah.
And I'll say to them that, yeah, you may be going through these things or whatever, and you're asking God and you're asking yourself, why me? Later on, you'll see why not you. That's another thing that plays into my mental health. Had I not went through those things, had I not encountered those things, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm grateful for it. So going through those things, and even things now, in my age now, I still find some kind of light in it. And to tell it to the world, it's a great deal, because it's nothing but me sharing the gift that God gave me.
So you've spoken a lot about your spirituality. You mind sharing a little bit more about your faith?
Sure. I am a Christian. My relationship with God is, my relationship with God. I am religious, of course. I go to church and so forth. That's from my upbringing. As far as my relationship with God, those talks of why me now make sense.
Okay.
And that's why I always fall back on my spirituality, because if it wasn't for that, me not putting God first or keeping God first, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Okay. Let me ask you, how does it impact or resonate with you being in the South, or like the Bible Belt, being Christian and being a gay man? How do those come together for you when we know all of the rhetoric and teachings in Christianity and things like that against homosexuality? Now here in Atlanta it's a little bit different, because we have we're very accepting. We have churches and everything else like that. But outside of Atlanta, or even sometimes even here in Atlanta, but outside of that, for the majority of it, is like, nah, that's those two don't go together. How does that resonate with you? Or how has
I believe, what is it, John 3:16, right? It says, whosoever Not if they are straight, not if they are gay. It's whosoever. Whosoever says anybody and everybody,
That's
right?
it. That's it.
That's number one, right? But if it's such an abomination, if it's so against God's will, why did he make me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, then why did he create us?
Yeah, why did he create us, right? And another thing, being who God is everywhere. God is everything. God is any and everything that we breathe, everything that we see, right? It's just that he gave us dominion over it to make name for it, right? If God is that, why would he be such a boring God and make, you have to be heterosexual, you have to be homosexual or whatever? We would be bored, right? And at the same time, being who God is, I'm not gonna make everybody the same because I'm God and I'm a different God, right? And I'm everything, right?
Yeah.
It's a cosmic balance. If it's not for gay people, or if it wasn't for me, gay men, let's say that, or even gay women, it wouldn't make room for straight men and women to date or whatever. Because if everybody was dating, if I was dating a woman, everybody was dating women, women date men, and that's that, it would be boring. There would be no room for everybody to date, right? So by God making gay people, it leaves room. It's a cosmic balance. So
you saying God made gay people as a scapegoat for heterosexual people?
I just
so
say,
won't be so boring.
Just balance.
Like without us, baby, it wouldn't be balanced.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. And you have people who try to throw that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I say if that is such that, whatever they say as far as you're not supposed to be gay and this, that, and the third, is an abomination or whatever. If that is such, why God made me? Why God made other gay people? Of course not just me. Yeah, that's my stance on it.
So as being in, let's say, the limelight, as being on social media, an influencer and things of that nature, we know that you're exposed to a lot of things, both the positive as well as the negative. How do you handle and manage maybe some of that negative that may come your way, the ignorant comments, the just negativity, you ain't funny, though, racist, sexist, etc., that may come your way? How do you manage those things?
I also have to understand that everyone is not gonna like me. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like. When it comes down to negativity, I don't scoot to their level. A lot of people want my attention, whether it's negative or positive. And I choose to deal with that or not. Now, the negative, I don't deal with it. Those comments will sit there all day. If we went to one of the posts and we saw the negative comments, you see how I either hearted it, that's, me paying attention to it or not. I have to understand that everybody's not gonna like me. Everybody's not gonna agree with me. But I know that the majority loves me.
Is that something, that mindset, is that something that you had to learn, or is that something that was instilled in you?
I had to learn it because I'm a people pleaser.
Okay.
And I didn't understand, why people can be so negative. And come against someone who's trying to be positive. And I'm only telling my story. My story is my story, whether you understand it or not. I didn't understand it at first.
Okay.
But now I do.
Yeah, and I asked that because, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and, she's been experiencing some bullying in school. and she said that one of the little girls had said that's, something along the lines of, well, that's why nobody likes you. And I said, okay. I asked her, how does she feel, about that? And what, I've learned, and I was talking to, my husband and things about, is building that emotional intelligence. Letting her, just as you said, I tell her the same thing, is that, it's okay that they don't like you. Do you like everybody? Mm-hmm. She's like, no. And I said, okay, well, you don't like everybody. Everybody's not going to like you. And that's okay. And so when somebody says they don't like you, that's okay. We'll sit here and we'll listen to, I know he's going to be mad because I can't think of his name, but, listen to all my haters, and she'll get up and she'll be singing, and, she's like, it is what it is. I like me. You like me. God likes me. I have friends. It's okay that this person don't like me because I don't like them neither, or I don't like other people. And I know that with me growing up, that was something I had to learn, and is learning as a psychologist and in, the mental health field. And so it's interesting to see that, as you said, it's the same thing. It's things that we have to learn.
Yes.
All right. So do you have any children?
No, not at all.
Are you married or single?
I'm single.
All right, so let's drop that social media again, because he's single. Ow.
It is ITS
Look at that
_ RAKAFELLA _ It's Rockefeller. Thank you.
It's Rockefeller.
Yeah.
On all social media platforms?
Oh, yes, on all social media platforms, it's Rockefeller.
It's Rockefeller. Y'all make sure y'all check out my boy. If you want a good laugh, check out his page. You single, you want some thirst traps, he got it all on there. And y'all make sure you check out his next show. He's gonna be touring in a city near you. And when he do, check out It's Rockefeller. Thank you all again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for joining us
Thanks
on another episode of Dr.O After Dark.